Hello, good day. So I will discuss to you the first day of the first week. In the first day of the first week in this particular course, we have cooperative management and governance. So for this lecture, let me discuss the foundation of cooperatives. Specifically, these are the learning outcomes from this lecture. So let's define cooperatives, discuss why the need to study cooperatives, and differentiate cooperatives corporations from typical investor-owner organization. And these will be our topics. First, let's define cooperatives. So, a cooperative is a group of association of natural and legal persons who have joined together voluntarily to fulfill common economic, social, and or cultural needs and aspirations by means of jointly owned, democratically controlled, autonomous, and open enterprise. In fact, a cooperative's means of production may be legally owned by external entities, including some of its members who decide to lease it to the cooperatives or to the cooperative. Therefore, what is important is not the legal owner of the means of production, assuming this owner is willing to lease under reasonable, stable terms, but the fact that these members of the cooperative have these resources at their disposition and are able to manage them democratically with a common goal. So cooperative is a simultaneously an association and enterprise, a business. However, it is an enterprise in which the associative and social dimension guides its operation. Also, a production cooperative is an enterprise in which each worker has the same decision-making power. That is, it is independent of how much he or she has contributed to the cooperative's capital. This is an enterprise of persons, not capital. So you can read these particular sections in the book of Haneker. Another definition of cooperatives from ICA, that's International Cooperative Alliance. Cooperative is an autonomous association of persons united voluntarily to meet their common economic, social, and cultural needs and aspirations through a jointly owned and democratically owned enterprise. Whether the members are the customers, employees, users, or residents, cooperatives are democratically managed by the one member, one vote rule. Members share equal voting rights regardless of the amount of capital they put into the enterprise. Second, are people-centered enterprises owned, controlled, and for their members to realize their common economic, social, and cultural needs and aspirations. Cooperatives are enterprise based on ethics, values, and cooperatives. Through self-help and empowerment, reinvesting in their communities and concern for the well-being of people and the world in which we live, cooperatives nurture a long-term vision for sustainable economic growth and social development and environmental responsibility. Another definition of cooperatives We can associate cooperatives as autonomous association, voluntary network gathering, a network gathering of individuals with the same weight of decision per member. These members are driven by a common interest and principle whose purpose to realize their common economic, social, and cultural needs and aspiration. So from Altman to 2010, cooperative comprises a voluntary network of individuals who own or control a business that distributes benefits on the basis of use or ownership, where ownership is largely weighted equally across individual members. So cooperative is an autonomous and duly registered association of persons with a common bond of interest who have voluntarily joined together to achieve their social, economic, and cultural needs and aspirations by making equitable contributions to the capital required, patronizing their products and services, and accepting a fair share of the risk and benefits of the undertaking in accordance with universally accepted cooperative principle. That's Article 3 of RA 9520. So we will elaborate on this particular Republic Act. So why do we need to study cooperatives? So first, cooperatives teach real governance, not just hierarchy. Managers report to member owners, not distant shareholders like corporation. Decisions are shaped by democratic control. Power is negotiated, not imposed. So these expose students to governance complexity, a core management skill often missing in profit maximizing firm models. Another is cooperatives sharpen people-centered management. So like efficiency and equity, there's a balance on efficiency and equity, another balance on financial performance and social impact. So when we say efficiency, it is about maximizing output or benefits from given resources. So the core question when we talk about efficiency is, are we getting the most possible value from what we have? When we talk about equity, it is more about fairness in distribution of resources, opportunities of outcomes. So the core question when we talk about equity is, who gets what? Is it fair? When we talk about financial performance, it's about the financial ratios, the reports, financial reports, and also with these financial performance, is there a social impact? We also think about the social impact of the cooperative. Third, unlike corporations that prioritize shareholders, cooperatives operationalize one, customer as owners, not clients. Owners, workers are decision makers, communities as beneficiaries. These make cooperatives as perfect case for a stakeholder capitalism, far beyond the textbook diagrams. Next is cooperatives strengthen ethical leadership and accountability. Because managers are accountable to people they personally interact with, unethical decisions surface quickly. Transparency is non-negotiable. Leadership credibility matters more than authority. So these or those help students internalize ethics as a management function, not an HR addition or add-on. Another is cooperatives expose students to alternative business models. Management students often see only corporation, profit, expansion. But cooperatives show collective ownership, sustainability, and resilience. These is crucial in an era of climate risk, inequality, and social entrepreneurship. Now, next, they are highly relevant in developing countries like Philippines. So, why? Because there is access to finance, collective bargaining power, enterprise formalization. So what's the context here? So we have the MSME's dominance. There is rural producers. There is informal sectors in a developing country like Philippines. Cooperatives provide access to finance, collective bargaining power, enterprise formalization. For management students, these is context responsive management, not imported theory. Okay, 7. Cooperatives build practical managerial skills, like conflict resolution, participatory decision-making, consensus building, financial literacy under constraints. These are harder than managing top-down firms and therefore excellent training grounds. Number 8, cooperatives contribute to inclusive growth, decent work, local economic development. These make them ideal for courses in strategic management, sustainability management, and social entrepreneurship. So we will elaborate more on this as we go further in this course. So how is this connected to managerial economics? So 1, market failure and information asymmetry. So market failure is a monopoly power of traders, input suppliers, while information asymmetry is shared knowledge. Now, information asymmetry is a common example of market failure, where cooperative helps when small producers are powerless. Individually, information is uneven, market exclude the power. So how cooperative fix market failures? So 1, reduce market power of middlemen. Share information. Another is share information and lower transaction costs. Pool risk and resources. Internalize social goals because it's common goal man, meaning equity plus efficiency. So the example here is farmers form a cooperative to sell directly to buyers, correcting price manipulation by traders. Right? Second is income stability. Okay, so when we talk about income instability, it addresses risk pooling. So cooperatives reduce income instability through risk pooling. So where members share losses and resources, smoothing income over time. For example, instead of facing shocks alone, members share risk collectively. When one member's income falls, others may still be stable. Losses are spread across the group, not borne individually. Another example is especially in agricultural cooperatives. Products are marketed collectively, bargaining power increases, extreme price volatility is reduced. This protect members from exploitative middlemen and sudden price drop. Another is collective action problem, especially among small producers. So a collective action, wait lang ha. A collective action occurs when individuals benefit from shared resource or goal but have incentives not to contribute, hoping others will do the work. So we have free rider problem, people enjoy benefits without paying, contributing. And then the common is the tragedy of the commons, overuse of shared resources. And then we have, for example, very common, group project. Some members slack, other carry the load, which is also the negative side of cooperatives. Now, let us differentiate cooperatives, corporations from typical investor-owner organization. So, people come together to solve shared, for cooperatives, people come together to solve shared economic problems. For corporation, investors put money together to earn return. So why this matters in management? Cooperatives require consensus building, ethical leadership, and stakeholder management. Corporations, on the other hand, emphasize financial performance, shareholder value, and scalability. Good managers must know when each model works best, especially in agriculture, finance, specifically credit cooperatives, MSMEs, sustainability-oriented enterprises. So we have here the cooperatives as actors in a solidarity or social economy. So cooperatives are said to form part of the third sector because they are neither state nor privately owned. They are collectives. What is important is what is important is not the legal ownership of the means of production, but the fact that cooperatives are the third sector. Democratically managed by a collective, not by representatives of the state or private individuals or institutions. And then, third, collective management should not respond only to the interest of the cooperative members. Cooperatives are expected to be committed to the local development of the communities where they are located or where their members live. So this means cooperatives should be democratically managed by their collectives, but in a socially responsible way, responding to the social interests. In fact, they are also considered to be part of what is known as solidarity economy or social economy. So here I have the I think this is the website of the Lamac Multi-Purpose Cooperative image of their website. Okay, their mission is to strongly respond to the holistic empowerment needs of the vulnerable sector through socio-economic programs. Okay, so this is also the vision of Lamac, a diversely differentiated cooperative sustaining a socially vigorous community of environmentally and gender-sensitive families. So, when we talk about Lamac Cooperative, Barangay Lamac is secluded and isolated valley southwest of Cebu, 14 kilometers to the town of Pinamungahan. and 42 kilometers via Lutopan to the city of Cebu. Lamak population was mostly farmers. This is the reason why their target beneficiary are the farmers, whose problem was to acquire their basic needs and services. Okay, so these are the services of Lamak. Okay, so these are their partners. So cooperatives as a form of self-management. So cooperatives are part of a larger group of self-managed organizational forms, which may be identified by the fact that the workers themselves democratically manage their enterprise. Self-management means to take it upon ourselves to solve problems, to meet our needs with our own labor, creativity, and effort, managing our resources democratically and in the interest of all. Cooperatives emerge when a group of people unite to solve a common problem, choosing to provide a solution to their problem through collective instead of individual efforts. The cooperatives recognize the advantages of cooperative work and superiority of relations of cooperation that are established when the management of an enterprise is truly democratic. So we have here this self-managed cooperative, COPPA. We have Metro South Cooperative Bank. It's located in Makati City. And then these are their core values and goals. Okay, so that would be all for this lecture. And then I hope you listen to this lecture and then go over the entire video and prepare for a short recap for this particular lecture next meeting. Okay, so see you and thank you for listening.